you won a 19 million tender, which made you make more than the partner you had at the time. And the partner just flipped and became abusive and shot you. How many entrepreneurs are in your community now? It's over 5,000, right?
That's Soweto only. Now I'm dealing with the whole of the country. 523 municipalities, the whole of South Africa.
She did really well over the past couple of years. And just in December, she got framed for murder.
Oh my God. How can 56 million people wait to be fed by 4 million? Doesn't balance.
And not see that there's something wrong with that
And not
do
see
something about it.
Yes, and not see good.
When someone Googles you, they will find, I think there's an article that says you were in debt 300 million.
Yeah.
300 million.
Yeah.
How did that
It was
happen?
actually more than that.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to win big, and I mean really, really big, and then lose it all? And how such people who make it big, lose it all, manage to bounce back and bounce back big? Have you also ever wondered how women entrepreneurs in particular can survive some traumatic parts of their journey and their story and still bounce back to inspire more and more women entrepreneurs in their communities? I have the ultimate hookup for you, because today my guest has done 1,000 interviews on this. She has made it really, really big, lost it really, really big, bounced back really, really big. So if you're wondering how she managed to do all these things and what that journey has been like, stick around, because I have Palesa Kambule today with me, and my word, your story, sis. I almost wonder where I should start whenever I meet with you, but it's always a joy and a pleasure to have you. Welcome.
No, thank you so much. Thank you for the invite. And greetings to everyone. I'm so happy to be here with the Mindset Profit podcast. Yeah.
Actually, I'm excited about this one thing. I'm excited it's you that was coming, because coincidentally, there's a client of mine that sent me a message about 2 days ago.
Okay.
And she asked me to make sure this podcast changes her life because her story is a bit unique. It's challenging and it's borderline traumatic. She did really well over the past couple of years. And just in December, she got framed for murder.
Oh my God.
She thought this was a one-day thing, and she would go to jail, say I did nothing, and she would come out in a day or two, in a week at least. It turned out to be 3 months. And this is 3 months when she was not prepared in terms of her business. And when she came out, because the court realized that there's nothing here, when she came out, she was in a fighting battle to save and salvage whatever was left of her business. And when she had done well to save the business, bring the business back up, it looks like people were not done hating on her. Just on Sunday, there are photos circulating of her business. Someone, or it could be a group of people, came in and burnt down her entire building. It's in ashes right now. So she was saying, I am depressed. I am feeling like giving up. And when you hear stories like that, what goes through your mind? I'm sure you've had many entrepreneurs come to you.
Yeah, firstly, I would just like to say I'm really sorry, but what is going to happen is that she's going to bounce back.
That's nice.
Yeah. There are times in life where you are sitting here in Johannesburg and you are watching over the TV. They say a big tornado came and swept everything. Cars, money, jewelry, everything
Like what happened in
taken.
Durban.
Yeah. And now the question would be, when this thing is happening, when that disaster is coming, it doesn't matter anymore if how many cars you parked. It doesn't matter how much you had on the bank. You understand? It's a natural disaster. And when it's called a natural disaster, nobody's to be blamed. It's something that had happened and it had passed. And after that, people still start afresh and still live. So we have the mindset, yes, we have the mindset that everything that we have worked for, we cling to it so much with our hearts and our minds, not thinking that one day you can wake up and these things, they can be all gone. And then what is going to happen? You have to sit down and think, how did I was able to start that business from the first place? Something pushed you to do that.
Because at some point you started from zero.
Obviously, you start from zero. But you managed to do whatever, that building that they've burnt down. It might be a blessing in disguise that now, next time she doesn't do one building in one specific place, she might have 10 buildings or 20 buildings around the world. Nobody knows. Because
if she picks herself up.
She's definitely going to pick herself up. There's no entrepreneur who's got a slow spirit. She's strong. The fact that you are able to wake up every morning, bath, put on your lipstick, put on your high heels, and say, today I'm facing this world. That spirit is enough. It can take you anywhere in the world. You can do anything that you want. So whatever that she has or she has think that it was enough, only to find it was just a drop in an ocean.
Or whatever she's holding on to, or what she feels she has lost, there could be so much more waiting for her.
I'm telling you, the process that she has went through in these 3 months, it's an experience that some people, they can live even 100 years without even not having that kind of an experience.
True.
That might change not only her life, but the whole community and the whole country through her experience. So whatever that she's been through, or whatever that she's feeling that she's facing now, it's going to also pass. Nothing doesn't pass. Nothing doesn't have an expiring date in this world.
I think someone will not truly understand what you're saying in this part, that it will pass, until they understand your story. And I want to get into that part. But before I jump into, because I want to start with the debt and sequestration.
Yeah, I think the system...
Before you answer, why do they call you Your Royal Highness?
How
did that name come about?
I am a princess by birth. All of my life I knew that. Just that I didn't want to use it because people, they will think that I'm getting everything that I'm getting because of my royalty background.
Is it?
Yes. So
I've always wondered, and I never asked you the last time.
Yes. So now, Mina, I am a full Royal Highness Princess Palesa. It's not it's not a brand or something. No, it's my birthright. And the minute I started acknowledging it and forcing people and demanding people to call me that, my life started living like a royalty.
Is it? That's beautiful. I think I'll adopt it too.
Yeah, I also have it on... I've got an interview about the whole history of my family on one podcast. I forgot the name, but it's there.
Yeah, well, if you remember,
I
don't mind supporting others out there.
True. Yeah.
All right, so let's get into your story. There's an interesting term. I had an interview with a guest, Abusive.
Yes.
And part of her story is she got sequestrated. She was in debt 40 million. And a lot of people were amazed by the 40 million. And I was saying, there's someone who's been much further than 40. When someone Googles you, they will find... I think there's an article that says you were in debt 300 million.
Yeah.
300 million.
Yeah.
How did that happen?
It was actually more than that. Because remember, you prepare yourself. You can see good now you're going down. So some of the things that I had and owned, I had to put them out of my name. So the ones that went down are those ones for 300 million.
Yeah, I don't even know to ask what you mean by prepare yourself. But all right, so how did that happen? Because the funny thing is, there's a popular show, I Blew It. And a lot of those guys that go down in that show go down because of 1, 2, 3 million.
Yeah, they go
They
down
get it
through entertainment and spending recklessly in parties and what. I never blew money. What happened is that I was a full entrepreneur, taking good advices and bad advices of how to invest money, on how to grow money. You understand?
Yeah.
So that was it. And when you are an entrepreneur and you are starting to first see the first million, second million, I guarantee now, even when you go to the bank, they offer you juice and coffee. You sit in the boardroom. You don't even go to the queue. And why they do that, they will give you all this kind of investment advisors so that you invest your money so that they make money out of your own money.
Out of your money.
You understand? So you'll hear people saying they don't understand how come people lose money when people they should have invested. Invested where? How? Where it said that you are not going to lose your money. Where it's guaranteed good, nothing will happen. Just like this lady, she didn't know anything. Now she is
Business
bent down. So no matter how much she has invested in building that business, in buying that property, since everybody says property's got money, I ask which rich person can you point and said he has made multi-millions through property? So everybody talks of invest. There's no guarantee that you're not going to lose. Just what happened to me. I didn't invest anywhere. Yes, I was investing in a lot of properties, in a lot of buying
So the
land.
300 million was property.
It was not, when I'm talking of property, I'm not talking of a house.
Yeah, it's investment property.
It's not investment property. I was buying land.
Okay.
And when I was buying land, I had trucks,
Okay.
I had a logistic company.
Do you remember how many?
I had 30 trucks, house and trailers, which I bought them for 36 million. So you can imagine when they put on interest on them. Because one thing, when you've got 1 million or 2 million in the bank, everybody wants to give you a debt. And they don't even check whether you qualify or you don't qualify. So you are always open to this credit line. There's this credit line they say you have.
So you
sleep and you wake up and tell you that you've got a credit line of 200 million. And now, you grew up in the township.
Vele, you'll use it.
You'll use it. And then they will even bring people to say they are advising you on how to use it.
Also, if you say, all right, I see the 200, but I don't know what to do with it.
You are called a business person, because the lesser credits you have in South Africa as a business person, you are called a bad person in business. The more credits you have, the more you are called a good business person. That is why even if you open an account today and they see the reference, you don't have another credit account, they say your scoring has went down. So it's a system in the country that the more you are into business, the more debts you must take. South Africa live in debt. Everything is debt. Food, clothes, everything is debt.
And they ignore the anxiety that comes with just having to pay, especially when you start struggling sometimes.
It's not an anxiety. It's a form of for you to be depressed. So that everybody's depressed. And when
trying to use nice language, Bella, don't scare off everyone.
But that's true. And that is true. That is why once you have come across these things and they really pain you, and then when you try to check even our education system from the primary level, nobody's teaching our child a financial education, how to manage money. Why? Because a black is not meant to have that money on his own so that he'll be able to manage. They are only taught on how you are going to manage the money where you'll be working, not your own personal money.
How to accrue your own personal
wealth
and how to manage debt.
There is no such thing of teaching you that, because the mentality is for you to go to school, primary, what do you want to be? If you say, I want to be a businessman, say, you're wasting our time. Sit down, choose to be a doctor or nurse or whatever. So all of those professions that they say you must choose, are going to be under somebody, you must be a server.
So when you got into this 300 million, let's keep it at the 300.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said it's way more. But they advise you and you get into this debt. What happened for you to end up being sequestrated?
Mina, I decided, Guti, I must go and declare myself bankrupt. Because that time, things I could see, Guti, things are not going to get better anymore. I've already lost a full shipment that was coming to be delivered.
Or you were importing?
Yes. And that money is not something that I will just say, Guti, I will get it anytime soon. So whatever debts that I'm responsible every month to pay, definitely is going to loan. It's going to stop. So
How much was the shipment that you lost? Was
the shipment
it an
was 58. No, it was not a loan. It's also things of the system. Before 2010, everybody was crying for cement. Cement in the country. And then we had to find a way, me and other entrepreneurs, that we can import cement outside of South Africa.
Okay.
The first shipment was successful. The second and the third, because we've got people that are playing monopoly in the big space, they then forced the government of South Africa to close all the shipments that were coming in for a cement.
My goodness.
You see? So now, then what happens?
And when they did that, your order was en route?
It was already on the road. And the time that law started, my shipment was already at the port. But now it cannot be cleared because there's a new law which they must not come in. Then what are you going to say? That time you've got money. You take them to court. The time you go to court is postponement. Cement's got a lifespan of 6 months. Do you understand? Now you are busy paying legal fees. Remember now you've taken...
You remember the value of the cement?
The value, I brought it in by 58 million.
My goodness.
You understand? And remember, when you're buying something outside of the country, when it leaves, when they load, they take half. That's why they call it an LC, letter of credit. When you do a letter of credit, you go to your bank. That amount in the invoice is then secured and put on the pool. That when they load, the 50% goes off. By the time it arrives here, the minute it says arrived, the other money has gone. You understand? So, with that experience, you'll be like, no, I'm going to fight. Then you spend hours, days, monies. You are paying this lot, in the battle that you will never win. Because since that time till today, there's no cement in South Africa that comes in South Africa.
My goodness.
You understand? So that is why I need to...
How were you emotionally? What space were you at during that time?
You don't get emotional because that time you are not only looking at that business. There are a lot of businesses that you are dealing with. And you are just concentrating on making money. And then this one, you are saying, I'm shelving in this one, is going on the legal ways. Then you go to this other one. And then this one also start to crumble. Because now what is happening, what you were supposed to get from this was supposed to maintain its own staff and everyone. Now you are taking from this one, you are trying to patch here. And then you're taking from this one, you're patching this side.
So your other businesses
so
got hit in the
already
process.
Each and every business gets affected. And still you don't see good, you are falling. And still you are still hoping because you know good, I will rise up, I'll do something else. You don't even see. It's only one day when you wake up and realize good, everything is gone. One day. It doesn't take so many days. It just takes one day. Then it clicks to your head. Go to Aibo. It's over.
Did you have kids when they took your assets?
Yes, my son is born 2010, October 3. And when I went to court, it was November 2010. My son was 1 month old because I felt good. You know what? I need to concentrate to be a new mommy. And now the business is done. It's finished.
What was life after sequestration like?
Yeah, after sequestration.
Because you said they take away your ID, right?
No, they don't take away ID. You don't do business. You don't work. So literally, you are dead while you are alive, because you have the people that they are called what are this? These people, your trustees. So everything that you do, or you ask permission from them. So you've got like mini parents that the court appoints for you. Because you are taken as somebody who could not manage herself in terms of the finances. So the court appoints for you trustees. So your life is under trustees for 4 years.
How did you come out? How did you bounce back from that? Because that is...
I was sequestrated in 2010, and 2014 my sequestration was over. And then in 2016 I was appointed to be the deputy president for Soweto Business Forum.
Which is still lead even now.
Yeah, and what was happening then, psychologically, you still feel you are still in that cage. Even if you are already out. But you feel good to this thing, you are still there. You are even scared on doing anything, because once you are sequestrated, even if you try to register a company today, CIPRO will kick your name out. You can't.
Even now?
Even now. You can't do anything with SARS. You can't do anything with business. It's worse with the government. Even if I can get, if you are sequestrated, and then there's a position that you 100% qualify for in the government, you cannot be hired because of sequestration.
So some of us who wish you could be a politician...
No, I can't be now. I've passed that. I need it takes 4 years, but fully to be out completely on the system takes you 10 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
the process of rebuilding yourself, what did it look like? You joined the Soweto Business Forum. In terms of doing business and starting to earn income, what were you doing?
I was not doing anything. I was just advising people on how to do business, because I realized with our people on the ground, more especially in the township, they don't understand business. They feel good. A person that is selling on the street the tomatoes and the amaswiti, they are not in business. And then they feel them carrying big briefcases and papers, going around the town saying they are doing tender, they are in business. But no. A true business person is that one sitting there. Because that person at the end of the day, he's got profit that he's made. Doesn't matter how much. Even if he has made 50 rand, that's business.
It starts there.
It doesn't start there. That's business. In 1 million, if you remove 1 cent, you can't say it's a million. You remove 1 cent in a million, you can't say it's a million. So 50 rand is a lot of money. Because if 50 rand is multiplied by 1 million, how much is that?
50 rand by now it's 50 million.
Exactly. So there's no business that is small, medium, or big, because 1 cent you remove it out of a million, it's no longer a million. So if they say you classify under people who are millionaires and you are short of 1 cent, you cannot be called a millionaire.
So basically, you rebuilt yourself consulting and coaching entrepreneurs.
No, what happened is that I was assisting them a lot, and while I was assisting them, I realized that when I was working solo.
Yeah.
All of my life, and if I had an opportunity of working the way I'm working now, I was not going to fall.
Oh, okay. You mean like working with a community of entrepreneurs?
I was not going to fall. Reason why? Everything was me. Everything was surrounded with me. Everything was me, my brand, and everything. Ne? And when everything fell, it was the end of me. I could have still been sequestrated, ne?
Yeah.
But still had 20 entrepreneurs that
you work with.
Who I was going to receive income from.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Do you understand? So now, starting working with them, then realize, good, no. In this life, we were meant to work together. We need each other. as much as when they see me, they see an answer. Also to me, they're also an answer because now they become my pillars.
Okay.
They become my pillars. Now I don't care whatever come or the new law, whatever it come, it will never bring me down because I've got so many pillars now.
Yeah, you're net. How many entrepreneurs are in your community now? It's over 5,000, right?
That's Soweto only. Now I'm dealing with the whole of the country, 523 municipalities, the whole of South Africa.
Goodness.
So that is why it, no matter whatever you are coming with, you're not going to touch me. I don't need to run a business every day.
Okay.
There are people who are running businesses. It's better for me to get 1 rand from each and every one than to get 1,000 rand from one certain space.
So this is like coaching at scale, simplified. You are good.
So do you understand? So that is why I'm saying when we go through these experiences, these bad experiences, when you are bouncing back, you don't plan, say, no, when I want to bounce back, I want to go there, I want to go there. No, it just happens. And how does it happen? It happened through the experiences that you have passed.
And just desiring to work with others and work on yourself.
You don't even desire. One thing people they must know. An entrepreneur is one selfish person. And it's a person that always takes an advantage. You know? And then people, they like saying that, when ucabangela nje uyi-one, awucabangela omunye umuntu. If you don't do that in business, you'll never succeed. That's an unfortunate part.
What do you say about people who find themselves in these situations and don't come out? Because there are some that get depressed and stay depressed. There are some that get depressed because of the circumstances and end up committing suicide, for example.
I always said that we are in all entrepreneurs in different sectors, né? But some of the entrepreneurs that we have, we don't know how they started to be entrepreneurs. Yeah. Kunendlela zonke zokuba to be called ukuthi Ntando is a big businessman, not knowing, not having a trace kaNtando when Ntando started. And then boom, Ntando now he's all over. Ntando is this. We don't know ukuthi uqale kanjani.
True.
So that thing, it counts a lot because not knowing ukuthi uqale kanjani and now you're on the top and now you fall. You don't have any option. Ngoba awunayo background. You understand? To be a big businessman in South Africa is easy. Abantu, they go, they steal money for you, they bring you money, and then you wake up, you build a mall, and then nobody's talking about the money that was stolen. Everybody now is talking of the clean business. Do you get my point?
Yeah, I get you. For some of them, the fundamentals were not right. That got
They
them
were
there
not
in the
right
first place.
from day one. So now you ask yourself, if Kuguchi, how are you going to come? How are you going to start? Because sometimes even those people that helped you that time, they were not there anymore. So you'll just get depressed and die. That's it.
You use nasty language, princess.
No, I'm just being so honest, Kuti. That's how it is. I've always said that with how we are living in our country, they always make sure good people are very much depressed and people are not happy because South Africans, they're not happy. You can go to
if you go to Twitter, you'll get a picture of what you're talking about.
Go to a taxi now, greet everybody. Everybody will be like, why are you greeting them? They'll be angry with why are you greeting them? So because why? They are full of debts.
All right. So let's talk about a couple of things because I think you've helped people that have lost it big. And someone will listen to the numbers that we're talking right now and think, all right, so how did you start to get to 300 million?
It's easy. It's easy.
What is your start like? What's your...
It's very easy. Remember, Mina, we were getting tenders, Tina, on our days. We were not getting papers we're getting money first in the bank. In the morning, you go and collect your
Also,
your
someone
appointment
introduced you
letter.
to tendering, and
I was already in business, but I was doing hair saloning because I was not sure what I wanted to do.
okay.
So they introduced me to tendering, and then I did the tendering, and tendering then was tendering. And it was actually something that money came first, and you take the money, then you do the job. Not that you get an appointment and then you
Do the job
you
first.
do the job and wait for 8 months, 10 months, not doubting paying people, and then get money. And then so through that journey, then you also learn, good, no, this tendering, it's an operation to blacks. This BEE, this BEE thing is not a true thing, because all the BEs, yes, is black empowerment, Lorna, saying that, Lorna. But when you price it, tender, you always say 75% or 70% is going to the work.
Yeah.
Or is going to buy the material.
And 30% is profit.
And then 30% or 25% it's you. So now, Mina, my question always is like, who is this 70%
going to?
is going to? So this 70% is no longer going to a BE. That's the thing.
It's going to, you say it's going to the real entrepreneurs.
Now the entrepreneurs are waiting for tenderpreneurs. And they are sure, whenever a tender is advertised, they say, no, don't worry, our BE guys are coming next week. They are going to go and get that tender and come to us and give us our 70%. So one of them always ready with the 70%. And then Mina, I'm coming saying I've got a tender of 10 million, where my profit is even less than 1.8 million. The rest has went to the rightful owners.
The entrepreneurs.
So you understand the good danger and rental. It's very painful, and when you try to teach, that's why Mina, on all my teaching, on all workshops, if you ask me a tender, so come on, because you're asking me something that I'm just putting you down. I'm oppressing you worse. God, if you are saying, can't we then, the three of us in this room, contribute 500, let's start and build and make our own bricks. The minute, do you know Gucci is cement A1? It gives you 50 blocks of bricks.
I didn't know.
And the sand, you can use any sand. You don't even buy it. So it's 1 equals to 50. Then we sit, then we wait for tenders. Entrepreneurs to come and buy from us. Do you see the difference?
Big difference.
And then now look, 1 up to 50. Umhlabathi awuthengi, uyazithathela wona. Then uthenga cement, uthole 50 bricks on this loan. Then you sell 1 brick R8.
There will be a lot of brick making businesses coming out of this podcast.
It's not only brick making, it's just that it's a lot that our entrepreneurs, they must look at.
It because
this thing of loan, of waiting for tender, that I'm waiting for the government to give me this, to give me that, it's not working for us.
And the system now, there's half of the people that will say it's corrupt anyway. So if you're going and you don't know good people, then
there's no good people when people are doing corruption.
I'm using nice language, but
no, I don't use that language. I use the truth. So there's not good people whenever they do corruption is bad. Yes. And now, even for us blacks to find us there queuing on those things, while we have our hands, our brains. I've always said, in South Africa, they say we are plus minus 60 million.
Yeah.
And in the 60 million, it's only 4% that are white. 4%.
Yeah.
Meaning that 56 million, it's us. So 56 million people, every morning, they are waiting for a bread to be delivered from the 4 million. The way we are so much caught, I don't know, they say apartheid is done, it's over, but it's not. Because everyone will ask, Ibeki figile? uyibonile i-truck indlulile i-Alban iflower uqova wenza isinkwa we are still waiting for i-bakery. Do you understand?
When we can do it at home, you're saying our mindset is truly messed up.
No, it's more than the messed up. How can 56 million people wait to be fed by 4 million? It doesn't balance.
And not see that there's something wrong with that
and not
do something about it.
Yes, and not see how come these people, they are so small. Even when people are going to varsity, they want to be employed by this 4 million. They are now full in varsities, all of them. Now, by FETs, they're in FETs instead of doing trade. Our kids, they're no longer doing trade. They're doing human resource. On whose company? They'll be doing that human resource. All of them, they say management, financial management. Which finance will they manage? From the 4 million. So you see the mindset.
What do you think should change, though?
What must change? We must keep on preaching and preach the truth and teach our kids the right things. And kids, they must see examples from us. If everything may now be depending and waiting for somebody to hand me over, it will never work. People, they'll come out in the TV news and then be blaming the government. Atumuntu, Palesa Kambule 1996 till today, guys, how many years is that? 28 years.
Yeah.
So umeli ATP for 28 years. Do you see? We are enslaved. We are caged. That person in this 28 years, ngitshela ukuthi ngabe beka qale something, even noma bekathengisa ama sweet labo bamnika 200. Ngabe uyakhindwa iqeda phela.
But they're still waiting.
And then you will say how corrupt this government is. For 28 years, I've been confidently so good. They are renting their house for 28 years. And that house is a 56 square meter house. It's not even a mansion. So you understand, Guti, we are, for us to change, we keep on preaching. Mina, I'm happy now. Mina, I've got a lot of palesas now. There are so many palesas.
You've done a lot of preaching.
I have preached so that they take over and preach and make other palesas, so that people will start to see things and to change. I'll just give you an example. A lot of women like my age, some they are from divorced lifestyles and all of that, and some had really lost hope. By me showing up a nice picture every day, you won't believe. Now it's like a competition, and I love that. It's a healthy competition. So if I post something on this way, 2 days after, you'll see they'll even pose the way I was posing when I was taking a picture. And it's good, because now it's starting to show good. Okay, they start to have hope. Good. Oh, okay. I can also look good. And Batalabas appreciator. You understand? And Batalabas appreciator, confidence is coming. And when confidence is coming, they buy a low. Mabatlo, they attract good things.
Where do you post these things? If someone listens to you now and says, I want to see this post, I want to follow this one.
Every day. Now, on my handles for social media.
Facebook, Instagram.
LinkedIn, everywhere.
It's your name.
Yeah, and what is nice is that I'm really seeing a lot of progress from a lot of people, especially women, because women, once they get disappointed, they feel ashamed. They move away from society. You understand? So then that makes it good. You must understand that a woman is a home holder. Umama can decide if ending you all get angry. You'll be angry. Mama decides, today I want them to laugh. You'll all laugh. That's a fact. Once the umama decided, and then automatically, no. So once a woman, she's not in her own space like Ajabule, you can imagine what it's doing to the whole family. And then that whole family goes to the society. And the society goes to the whole world.
Angry mother, angry family, the family goes and makes society angry.
Yes. Just because the woman, she's not happy. That's where it starts. The father is always angry. We are used to it. He can be angry no matter how many days. We don't care. As children.
You got me.
Fathers are very serious.
I'm a father too.
When they enter their house, they bring the remote. They sit still, making noise. We are used to that. And in fact, when the father is happy, you get scared. Hey, why is he happy like this? This one today. Yeah,
what are we getting today?
What are we getting today? Something is not right. You understand? So a mother is the one that makes her home homely. And once the mother has lost that confidence, that, that love in herself, it becomes very difficult to run everything.
All right, there's a story that pops up about when anyone is going to Google you. I won't get too deep into it, but what I want is your perspective in terms of advising women who have survived trauma or just men who are difficult. And that story is, there's a line on an IOL article that says, you were doing okay, you got into business and you won a 19 million tender, which made you make more than the partner you had at the time. And the partner just flipped and became abusive and shot you. It's a short little summary about that. How did you survive that, and what advice do you have for women who are in relationships that make it hard for them to be entrepreneurs?
I've always said that all women, we are facing the same elephant in the room. I think of our skin, that we were born black with beliefs, and some people call it culture, that it's a taboo for a woman to make more money than their husband. And we grew up, even as women, we have started to believe that on our own. We even defend and protect men in that statement that no, it's fine. You are wrong. You want to control your husband. You want to do all of these things. That's when that alone is an abuse. Because now you are defending your right, your birthright. Every person that was
your
born.
Your right to express yourself and succeed.
Yes. So everybody was born with a plan and a purpose from God. I didn't choose to be born woman. And God knew why He created me to be a woman. And every job that I'm doing it as a woman. I can't change. I cannot be a man to fit in people's spaces mentally, psychologically. And I'm happy I'm a woman. I don't think I was going to survive if I was a man.
Why? What do you
No,
think
I'm happy with a woman. There are qualities that God gives you naturally. You are a nurturer. You understand? You are somebody who's understanding. You are somebody who listens. Imagine now I'm sitting here with you.
Yeah.
And I've passed all of that. If I was a man, was I going to be open enough?
You might get triggered or angry.
Men, they don't. Men, they don't get that open. For them, it's the ego, it's the pride. I don't care what happened. It happened, it passed. And I'm able to assist and help another person with that. You understand? So that I give them hope and future.
Did you get therapy?
I went to a lot of therapy. Remember, before the incident that happened to me, I had a trauma of losing my whole family members.
Ooh.
You understand?
So
I had a trauma loss that I was going through. Because even the time when my ex used to fight, starting to be physically abusive, I remember he was saying, you don't have anyone, Mus. Everybody's dead. You are left with me. Where are you going to go? You understand?
Brutal.
Yes, so that is how. And one thing I will tell you, and the people, they don't understand. When you are married and you are in a situation of being abused, and then people, they are looking it outside and say, but why don't you go? People, they don't know. The sweetest men on this earth are the great abusers. Yeah. They will buy you flowers. They will buy you this. They will pamper you. You understand? To a point that if he has done something to you, maybe to hit you or whatever, you end up blaming yourself and accepting yourself and go to him and apologize to him.
For being hit.
Yes. This is what people don't understand.
How does
These
that
people, they
apology
are
go?
the smartest people. They first catch you psychological. You depend on them. You rely on them. You trust them more than any other thing. And those people are there. You know, when I'm talking of somebody saying is there, is that when now I come out and then I find a puncher, it be the first person to call. You understand? When I'm in a line, I wanted to pay something and my card declined, it's the first person to call. Do you understand? These people, they are not monsters that the people from outside are looking at what they've done and then describe them. It's very, very difficult for a woman.
To everyone else, they are sweet and everyone knows them as this great, amazing man.
I remember there was a time I was beaten up. So I called the police, and the police came and they was like, "Sister, are you serious? Is this man?" Sure. There was no intruder who came in. And I know what I'm talking about. The other women can relate. That's how they look like. Even their physique. You cannot say, good, this person has done that thing. So it's something that is very, very, very deep and very hard. When you come out, we thank God, we congratulate you because it was not an easy. Psychologically, even for you, after you came out, you are still going through trauma. Now you've got double trauma. You've got the trauma that you had there.
Of
and
the
then,
experience and then the
and
trauma.
then you have the trauma of living again. The attachment that these people, they build, it's in a very, very long, strange way. So people, they will like, it's easy to point when you're out there.
Yeah.
You don't understand that those men, those kind of men, they pay school fees without asking. They pay the house without asking. They buy food without asking. You understand? They put money in your purse without asking. And they make sure they want to see you beautiful all the time. So it's you know, they give everything that they know that the woman wants. So that when even they are doing that, you yourself, a victim, you feel guilty. You are the one that triggered him to do that.
So you've apologized before for being hit?
Many times. You will go and even kneel. Good, I'm
Yo.
sorry, it was my fault. I pushed you. Do you understand? And this is what, because up to the point, then it even happened to the gun. You must understand, this was not a first time abuse. It was a multiple thing that was happening over and over. But you don't leave. People will
The
ask.
article doesn't mention all the abuse leading up to you getting shot. It just says
No, yes,
took a gun.
it's because it's an article.
It's an article.
So that is why I've said it's very hard. I know women. I know one lady. She's making close to about 3 to 4 million a month, and the cards, the passwords, everything they stay to the husband, and the woman doesn't have a say.
My goodness.
And when she speaks, they beat the hell out of her. And she's still there. And she's the one bringing in money. There is this thing that everybody's hiding. I call it a professional abuse.
Okay.
Yeah, because of, it's there, it's happening. Because when people talk of abuse, they think of the shacks. They think of, the townships, the people that are poor. They even say when they do the studies, it's because of poverty. But the truth is that they've never done studies in the real professional world where the real abuse is taking place there, and nobody wants to divorce. Why? You have to share 50-50. So You understand my point?
Yeah, I get you.
Why? Because now there are a lot of monies, properties that are involved. So women end up saying, you know what? I'm not also living in this house. I've contributed. This is my money. I've bought this house. I've bought these cars. I've bought this. And then they keep on staying in that abusive environment.
How did you leave, and what was the turning point for
Remember,
you? Was it the shooting?
Remember, I didn't leave. The last time I was in that house is when I went to the hospital. That was how I left. And he went to prison.
So you're saying if he hadn't shot you, there's a possibility you could have stayed?
100%.
My goodness. Then what advice do you share with women going through something similar? Abuse that says, everything about it says you should leave.
Remember, this abuse that says everything you should leave now, the name toxic relationship, the narcissist, we only hear them now on our old age. When we grew up, there was not that kind of a name.
You were told, Begazela, hang in there.
You were told to go to every marriage, this is what is happening. That's the thing. And it's very hard to change somebody on something that he grew up believing and understanding. And remember, we have parents that when we go to running, my husband beat me up last night. You won't ask you, he said, Wenzeni, what did you do? Akahlanye lo mfana, ngeke avuke nje akushaye nje. Uyamnyanyisa lo mfana. You understand? And when you continue, it's like, ayinami babakho bekangishaya mangezwa mfana nawo. This is reality, and people don't want to talk about it. Good, this is where the families that have raised us.
Yes.
So it's now time. Good, we have to teach this generation. And like for you, Dan, you are a father now. You are a husband, and you grew up. Your father was beating your mother. Anything your wife does, it triggers you. Now we shall clap. And when we shall clap, you abusing it like. And then when I go, it's not an abuse. It's what will make your wife to listen to you. Tina's calling a corporate punishment. Now today it says corporate punishment in abuse. Now I'm shy we are telling udama drugs. But yeah, I'm fundisang, I'm shy. I want to confusion good thing again.
Yeah,
so
no, I see.
It's this thing yokukula ngalendlela esikhule ngayo. Many people, even some other women, I'm talking of serious professional ladies, they've accepted ukuthi uzashat yo bani isikhathi yo hayi namhlanje donor ngishayide donor. They've accepted ukuthi it's part of life.
That I'm late and I'm going for a beating today.
Yes, my husband ngizomthola are very much angry. But then these things you won't find them spoken about in social media in any way, because the people that are doing it are my white collar guys, clean, Ferreira, posh, you know, those kind of people. So I khulunywa ngazo, but people are suffering outside.
This is deep. I think this is definitely one thing that I'll bring a psychologist
you
to
have
try
to
and understand, because this is deep.
It's very deep. All these houses, my estate and everything, if you can just know one lifestyle, this pure lapayan, you'll be shocked. This thing of open marriage, when did it start? Saying there's something called open marriage. It's because of people who don't want to finally divorce, who says they will keep the
Let's
marriage
live our lives
and then
just not
everybody
get
must
divorced.
live their lives. So now it's coming and it's popular in Joburg. People are living open marriage lifestyles. Why open marriage lifestyle? Because going to abuse lightly.
Yeah, I think as we keep off, you said something earlier, and we can conclude with this. I think one day we'll call you again, because you have so much more to offer. You said there's a lot of bad information about entrepreneurship that's getting taught out there. Do you have an example of one or two things, lessons that people should be careful?
Every entrepreneur that tells an entrepreneur, good, you need money to start business is a bad advice. Because even when you studied accounting in school, it was said that if business is calling a capital, And capital is never your money. You borrow the capital. So now whenever you go anywhere, you meet entrepreneurs, fill the room. You ask them, what is your challenge? The whole room, they will tell you,
money.
I want money. See, the money has nothing to do with entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship is about an idea. It's about solving a problem. It's about identifying problems in your society. And once trying to solve that, then it gives you money. Needs. To be an entrepreneur, you look at the needs. What are the needs of this society? You know, many people, whenever I always upload these guys who started a car wash. It was a need. We didn't have township car washes.
But they saw the number of cars.
They saw good people are buying cars, and these cars, they're getting dead. And they have to drive far to go and buy Tolama car wash. And then while they were doing that, then ama car wash apenduga ini a place to sell food. Now that's entrepreneurship spirit, because now there's a need. These people are coming in the whole day, basic queue, balambil, ting sell good. The person is still going to report ye need. And then abana kutola abantu bathanda utshwala. Okay, ngiyayishintsha ke manje le kawashi, ukudla, alcohol. It's a big business now. You understand? So that didn't come with money. That came with an idea on how to solve the problem that I'm facing.
And once you're solving one, you grow to the next one.
The more you solve, the more wafaki ingqondo yakho focusing ukuthi uyasolve. The more businesses, that's how business grow. When you start a butcher today, you start a butcher, and then somebody will say, but I wanted milk. You're like, but I don't sell milk, you know. And then now everybody yajiga nimali because ufuna ini ubisi. Then now you start to sit, but you know what? In this little space, let me open a section of what? Of milk. And that's how business grows. This person didn't need money. Because once you are into business, everyone around you is your money. Right. People don't understand. Everything, everyone, it's your money.